Hey everyone, this is Mike from Mike's Do It Yourself. Today I want to show you how to put in a Apple CarPlay Android Auto box into your Nissan Armada. Now the kit that I bought, it includes the Android Auto CarPlay box. It comes with all the wiring that's needed. That goes into the back of the stereo or back of the display module. And I believe these go into your printed circuit board that you get with it also, that you'll have to open up. And then this is for your GPS antenna. That's what this is for. And it comes with a speaker. And then I believe this is for Bluetooth. I believe that's your Bluetooth antenna. And it comes with some Velcro where you can mount the box either in here or in your center panel here. And that also comes with the printed circuit board. Now this is what's going to go into your display or your monitor. So we'll show you that, and we'll do that later. Okay, so the first step on taking your dash apart would be we can start with the center console here, or the center panel. That just goes down. And then there's a clip here, you push this down. Then there's a clip you would pull right here. You got some needle nose pliers. Go ahead and pull that. Oh, we don't need to pull it. It snaps around the front of it. So that's what that looks like. We'll hold on to that. And the shifter knob comes up. And then all you need to do is just lift up on the center console. Maybe lift up your cushion here for your armrest. Now for your center console, there's two wire connectors. There's one here, and the other one you can unplug from here, and then that piece will be able to get removed. Now the next step and what you want to do is to take these side panels out, and what you're going to do is come over here, pull this back part out just a little bit, and then slide it out. And be careful because you have this little plastic bracket right here, and so it's just a tab there. You pull out, and then this, and these two will slide out of there as you pull it forward. Okay, once you get your side panels out, we can go ahead and take off this center instrument cluster here, instrument panel. So there's going to be one screw here, and then it should pull out. And then we'll go ahead and take this surround off for the air conditioning vents and the display. And there's going to be one screw here and one screw here. Pull it forward. And you're going to have two here that you don't need to remove because they're just hooked into each other. So it'll be this connector here and this connector here that you'll push on the tabs to remove. Once those two screws are removed, oh, don't forget the screw down at the bottom. So you have actually 1, 2, 3 screws, and then once those are removed, you can go ahead and pull this out. I'll set that aside. Now I'm not going to remove this panel yet. I'm not sure if I need to take this out yet, so I'm going to wait and get the connections going first before I decide whether I need to take this panel out, because I may need to do something with these USB ports right here, but I'm going to wait and see exactly where all these wires hook up at. So once that's done, we can go ahead and take out the display here, because we're going to have to add that printed circuit board to it. I believe it's just these two screws here. There should be two tabs up at the top here to remove. Two connectors. Oh, plus a bunch of small ones. Once all that's removed, we can take apart the monitor here. Now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 connectors that you have to take off. And they all are color coded, so you're good there. The only thing is you're missing the green one. So you have the white, the brown, the black, and the blue, and the gray one. So to take this off, you're going to have a T-head that you're going to have to get the panels off here. And this is labeled too. You have the left bracket and the right bracket, so that way you won't mix them up, and it's as if you're looking at it from the front. So that's the left bracket and that's the right bracket. I believe this is a T20 bit, so you'll want to use that to get these off. Now to take your screen apart, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 screws in the back. There's 2 on this side, 2, 3 on that side. I think that one can stay. And then 2, 1, 2 on this side. And then there should be 2 on this side. So for that fan, you can just push down on the tab, and that will come out. want to make sure your electrostatic you've discharged, or you have a discharge strap or a station. It's a good idea. That way nothing gets zapped on this. So there's a screw in the middle. So we'll go ahead and lift this up. And just make sure you pry that up the right way. Antenna here. Pry that up. Alright, once you get your top board out, you can put your board that for the Android Auto, you can put that in here. And what these are just extras, so they gave you one of each in case something happens to them. So that's what those are for. Now, in your kit, you're going to have these connectors. Now, they're just going to push into each one of those, and that'll hold this board into place. Okay, so you want to put your display into the new board. And close it down. Lock it. And then you'll want to put this down into here. You just want to be careful once you've already snapped those snaps in. They are hard to get out. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put this in first. So you pull that tab out, push it in, and then once you know it's all the way pushed in, just push that tab back down and give it a slight tug so it's locked in. Can hook the main ribbon cable up. And then once all those are in, we can go ahead and snap it back down. So the board is in. And then you can decide whether you want to put some automotive electrical tape over the edges, or it should stay down with these tabs in. So make sure the metallic or the shiny end goes into the terminal and just snap it down. And before we do this one, I've taken this out many times, let's do this one on the end here. There we go, you can see how the blue went down in there farther. That should be all the way in. Pull on it. Yep, that's locked in. And we'll do this one. The main ribbon cable. And once all those cables are in, we can plug in the antenna back to where it goes. Go. And now we're able to screw that middle screw back in. Just take a look here and make sure everything's secured. Looks like this is the connection here. Now, to prevent this wire from hitting any kind of metal, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up with some tape. Once you get that locked in, you're able to plug in your fan again. Just pull on it gently here. Make sure it's not going to come out. We can put the two halves together. Once you get your brackets back on and your screen all put back together, then the next step should just be plugging in the wiring. So this will go into here. And I believe this is only if you want external audio. So we have these other two wires, they're on your main harness, and so they will plug into here and to this connection right here, or this output or input, however you want to say it. And you can put it in to your main harness. So from this main bundle that you have, the main harness bundle, this will plug into that box that you have. And then you have one more connector there. Now what you want to do first before you plug in your box is go ahead and plug in the rest of the connectors on the back of the monitor. And then you can run the wiring down to where you want to put your box for your Android Auto. If you have the whole entertainment system with the DVD player, they're going to give you a plug that looks like this. It's a 12-pin connector. You got the male and the female, and then you got the sound in right here. So you're going to need to use this to get your sound into there. So what you need to do is take off this one connector. I'll show you the instructions here. Now the connector is going to be in this area right here, and so this is the instructions that came with it. And so when you take this connector out on the back of this, the DVD player, you'll plug this in, and then you'll plug this into the wire connector that you pulled out. And then you may have to disconnect your front panel clip that goes into here just to pull this out a little bit more. And then to get this out, there's 4 screws. There's one here, and then there's one on each side at the bottom. Now before I put all this back together, I'm going to go ahead and put the sound out to the sound in on that cable I just connected to the back of the DVD player. And I'll go ahead and wrap that with some tape. I'm going to go ahead and mount that box up here. Now you're able to mount it down in here too, but just pick a good location, and I would use the Velcro so it doesn't bounce around. Now once you get your DVD or your wiring and your DVD back in and all your wiring all cleaned up, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and look for a spot for the antennas, because we're going to have a GPS antenna, we're going to have a Wi-Fi antenna. The Bluetooth is really small, so you won't have to worry about that. And so I'm going to go ahead and try to find a spot in here where I can put them. Now I just want to show you guys where I put the antennas. I have a speaker I stuck here on the side of this box. The Wi-Fi antenna is on top of this, and the GPS antenna, there's a metal bar back here, and there's double-sided tape on both sides, or both antennas, and the speaker. So I went ahead and stuck it onto this. Now if you all have better places, or if you've found other areas that work better, just leave a comment, and that way everybody can know about that. Well, the next step after that is just to clean up your wiring, and then go ahead and make your connections to the box. And I'll go ahead, I went ahead and I did take out this monitor just because I was looking for a spot behind there, but there is really not much of any space behind there. So what you have to do is find other locations for all those antennas. Now by this time you should be able to make the connections to the box. So on the one side you'll have this, it's called the DIP setup, and then you have this right here. And so I don't have an AUX pre-set up, so it says no aux models. DIP 3 is low or on. iPod switch. So DIP 3 is down or on, and the rest are off. So depending on what your model is, you may have to change these the DIP setup. So after that, we've got the main cable for the power goes there. You've got your monitor goes into this connection here, and that would be this one right here. And then this is your power cable. Now I guess if you're going to run a different DVR or DVD, you'll have some inputs. I'm not going to use this because I don't have any extra DVD players or anything I want to plug into that. Now if you want to do HDMI out, there's a plug there. And then of course your antennas are going to plug in. Your Bluetooth is already there. Your Wi-Fi just screws into that, and then you want to put some tape around it. Your GPS antenna will plug into there. And then on the other side, you're going to plug in your USBs to your plug there. And so that should go into these two. And this one will go into there. Now I've got everything plugged in. I have the USB ports coming out, one of the blanks in the front cover here. Now I have seen an install too where they put them underneath here, right here, through the hole right here, and then it goes underneath here, and what they end up doing is drilling a hole into here, into the pocket somewhere, and they have it coming out into here. So that is an option too, if you don't like it coming out of your front holes here. All I have left to do now is to make sure that it fits, and then I can put the Velcro on both sides of this, and it'll stick, and that way it won't move around while I'm driving. So let me try this panel, make sure that it's going to fit. Oh, it looks like it's going to fit. So I'll go ahead and Velcro that. Now we'll go ahead and make sure that the touch is working on the screen before we put it all back together. Or before we Velcro it. Looks like touch is working. Put all this back together. Make the connections underneath. Now when you put the clip on the gear shifter, make sure that the clip goes towards that way and that the piece goes up, and that way you're able to push this back on. Now we can get the sides back on. Alright, now's the time to see if it works. think if we go to audio, go to iPod, so it took a while to figure out, but this is the home screen for Android Auto. It was through the Z-Link on this particular manufacturer of the box, but it does indeed work. I've got XM radio right now going through it, and so I have all my different apps on here that I can go through. So yeah, seems to be working fine. Now this is the wired version, because I went ahead and it's wired right now through one of the USB ports. So I'm going to try to set up the wireless part of this at another time. Hey, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on the Android Auto install. Now this is everything removed from the Nissan Armada. Now it didn't work for me. It may work for you guys, and if it does, that's great. But the problem I was having, and this was after about 10 to 15 emails with the supplier, I got the Android Auto working, and I was having sound coming out of this little speaker. And that was any kind of like satellite radio, Audible, Pandora music, any kind of music would come out of the speaker. Now there is a sound out and a sound in on these connections, and everything was hooked up the way the manufacturer or the supplier wanted it to be hooked up. But like I said, I could not get, even disconnecting the speaker, I could not get sound to go through the regular Nissan car factory speakers. So I ended up just taking it all out, and you know, maybe they need to update this or create a newer version. But as far as this one is concerned, it did not work for me. And it looks like they went ahead and stripped the manufacturer of this. They stripped the name off of it, but they did give an instruction sheet. So that is the company name, I think, there, whatever that might be. So again, let me know if this might work for you, if you do install it, if it does work for you, or let me know if you guys have any other issues with your install. You know, leave it down in the comments below. Now, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave a comment below. And good luck on your next home or automotive project. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and check out the merch at mikesdiy.net.